What's going on, guys? We're gonna get this thing started off here. Just give me about 60 seconds, guys. 60 seconds. All right, guys. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we're gonna do today, especially with our challenge here, okay? So I'm gonna be a little bit aggressive today with our challenge. We had a good week. Unemployment claims came in, okay? Unemployment claims came in at a little bit lower than expected, so that's actually great for markets. Actually really great for markets. Only news that we have today. Okay, cool. So let's take a look. Let's look at what's happening. Obviously, I'm taking a look at Dixie. For the short term, I'm seeing Dixie still come back up to that zone that we talked about. Okay. We talked about Dixie coming here and then seeing a potential reversal. I'm still potentially seeing that as price needs to come here. And it's slowly mitigating, but I think it's going to break through today. Seeing price break through and mitigate there. This is going to be interesting here. Let's take a look at the original area of entry that we had for buys for, what do you call it, for SPX. I'm looking at SPX actually still to move to the upside, so a rebuy. That's what I'm looking for. Re-entry for the buy, extending that buy to the upside here, fixing the risk to reward. Kind of what I'm looking for. I'm gonna try to take this trade at 10 a.m. Let's move this here. Price moves lower, then it's fine. We'll just take it over here. For me, price is still, this is my long-term buy that I've talked about here. Not really too much movement here, but I'm looking at this as a 1 in 8 or 1 in 9. Might actually mitigate internally here. I want to take this at 10 a.m. and I want to see a swipe of liquidity first, an inducement, and then from that inducement. And what do I mean by inducement? I want to see that swipe of liquidity down here. Induce, and then a run to the upside. Then I want to take a buy on SPX. That's what I'm looking at for today. Okay, nice inducement. After that inducement, I'll look at something. So that's what I'm looking at. We're respecting price below the Asian range, 50%. Unemployment claims came out better than expected here. So we're going to try to play this. Unemployment claims came out better than expected. I am looking for a buy, okay, on SPX. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for buys on SPX. Okay, I made that very clear. I'm going to look for the buy in the next 30 minutes. The next 30 minutes, I'm going to see if I can execute here, okay? All right, let's look at SPY. SPY might give us that same story here. If not, we'll finally fill this gap. I think tomorrow, guys, I'll be honest with you, with NFP, I think tomorrow morning, I'm going to trade tomorrow morning. And we'll trade tomorrow morning. I think, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade all of this week, every day, New York session. Just so we can do this challenge correctly and get this done as quickly as possible, because I did see a setup that we could have taken on Tuesday, but I just didn't. I didn't really take it. My thought process here is this. NFP, the numbers come out worse than expected, and it gives us that pullback on SPY. Then next week, we have that run and rally. Okay. Right now, I see markets being somewhat neutral here. It's not breaking that internal structure. It's not breaking that external structure here. It's still respecting this zone, which means we're going to move to the upside. For now, at least. Until here, and most likely here. Let's look at, we can look at Russell. Same thing, right? Russell's in order flow right now. Right? Russell is in straight order flow. That area right there. Russell is a buy. See that order flow? That is such a beautiful order flow. You see that? That order flow is so gorgeous. Break. Move to the upside. It looks like we're not even creating lower lows. I'm looking for this to swipe this low. I want to see this low swiped. I want to see these lows swiped. As soon as I can see that mitigation, then a run to the upside. That's what I want to see with Russell. So we'll wait and see. I believe the lows are going to get swept. ES, let's look at futures. ES kind of gives me a little bit of a better idea. Same thing, right? Futures price was respected here, but I think price needs to get swept. NQ, kind of the same concept here. Let me look at bonds. Oh, wow, the bond market's moving today. It's moved more today than it has in the entire couple months right now, or a couple weeks. It's interesting. Yields are moving, which means bonds are leaving the market. All right, let's look at gold, guys. I know everybody's asking me about gold. Am I gonna call another buy? Am I gonna call another sell? Let's take a look today. Gold is an order flow. Okay. And I do believe gold will drop. Gold needs to refill this zone. I'm just being honest with you guys. Could see a buy around this zone here. But gold has a gap a price discrepancy area gap that needs to get filled. So what that means is that price will probably come back here. Now again, I don't want to miss the complete order flow or the run to the upside. Because this right here could easily, because it's an order flow just like Russell, this is a good trade. Right, and a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, it's going to be bearish. Yeah, guys, it's going to get bearish, but I wanted to swipe that liquidity, then move to the upside. And this might be the move. What would confirm the move to me? What would confirm the move is a break of the Asian range right now, because structure's on our side. Fundamentals, I would say, is somewhat okayly on our side. But I need a break here to the upside. If not, we get more breaks to the low, then I'm just going to look at this as a reversal or a sell-off by the time it comes here and it reverses, you know? So, I mean, I am looking for buys. We could probably buy the Asian range here. When was this today? 7 a.m.? Yeah, you usually have the first move at like 7 a.m., 7:10. Then a run to the upside. So I'm looking for buys. I'll just be honest with you. At 10 a.m. And if I do take buys, fib extension it out. I'm looking for, what am I looking for? 1.27, most importantly, 1.414. It's kind of what I'm looking at. If it doesn't break to the upside today, so we'll wait and see what happens with gold, because here I'm looking for potential buys here. We're going to take a little bit of a risk by doing these buys, but it hasn't broken that area and hasn't broken any type of 4-hour. Has it broken any 2-hour? No, it's respected everything. This looks good for a buy. This looks really good. So again, I kind of want to wait before I take the buy. I'm not going to take it just immediately. I'm going to wait until 10 a.m. and then get that reversal, because usually you'll have a fake out the 9:30, about 15 minutes before all of it. Make sense? All right, so the next thing I'm looking at, the next target zone that I'm looking at, guys, I'm gonna show y'all here. Let's look at GU here. Let's see if we can find anything with GU. Ever since I called sells on GU, it's just been moving lower and lower and lower. When was this? Today, you had a break of the Asian range, a mitigation, and then a fall. GU's kind of done. The average daily range of GU usually is about 70 to 80 pips. We're already like 50, I would say 60 to 80 pips. We're already 50 pips away, so a reversal is actually probably incoming for GU. Curious to see if that happens here. All right. But GU is not a call out. I wouldn't, for me personally, GU's already broken this 4-hour structural zone. So if I actually look at this, I wouldn't even expect GU to properly bounce. The next area of interest that I'd consider GU to come back to is here. I'm looking for sells on GU, and I'm looking for swings for sells. Where would that swing sell be? Probably the 1-hour area here. GU's probably coming here. Swing sells on GU. I'm waiting for a pullback. That doesn't mean I'm getting into GU, guys. But I'm looking for a pullback and then potentially to get into GU. Potentially. Doesn't mean I'm going to. USD CAD's breaking to the upside. Interesting. Let's look at crypto right now. Wow. All right, guys, I'm going to take a look at crypto right now. Just give me a second here. I'm kind of concerned for crypto. Okay. Reason being is because if we look at the total cryptocurrency market cap here, I called sells around 3.2. And I want to show you guys something. Usually, when you see larger pullbacks take place like that, I believe we're still in a bear market. Unless somebody else proves me otherwise, I think the crypto hype is kind of dead. Not gonna lie to you. It's just highly manipulated. So you see the almost the equal size of a pullback here. Maybe that liquidity sweep is a little bit larger. But you see we're almost at that same level of equal size of a pullback. What is that? Like 16% pullback? We're at like what? 16 to 19% pullback? So the size of the pullback is almost the same. Let's do that again. Let me show you the math here. See this previous pullback that we're looking at? We can go to the 2-day or even the weekly. It's easier to see. This pullback here is about a 20% pullback, right? That 20% pullback then led us into what? Into a fall of about 30%, right? Now, not completely. You could argue that we fell technically we fell only 17, and then in a technical standpoint we rose again 11, and then we fell again, a total of another 20%. But technically it's still a 30% fall here from this at least larger pullback. This is the previous largest pullback. Why that concerns me is because if we look at this today, we're at what? A 17, almost 18% pullback. Okay, kind of similar to this large pullback. And if history repeats itself again, then that would mean that we would have a what? 18 to 20% drop. If that 18-20% drop is correct, then the area that I'm looking at, you see this right here, is correct. This mitigation area. And that would mean all assets like Bitcoin would drop another 20%. Do I see that happening? 100%. At least from my perspective. For sure. I see it happening. Without a shadow of a doubt. I see all of this and more happening. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for, guys, with crypto. I believe crypto is going to move to the downside. Now, I could be wrong. There is the idea that I could be wrong. Am I wrong? Yeah, of course I am, guys. I'm not a freaking, you know, genie over here. I'm just the guy in his room, okay, in his office that's made a lot of money, also lost a lot of money, but also just sees these patterns here. So again, I could be wrong. You know, crypto can come back here. This could be that break of structure that everybody's been looking for. This could come here and it could rally all the way to the upside back here. And then maybe we can have a fall and then it could just start going on its bull run. Okay, that can happen. That's a possibility for sure. Okay, I'm just going to tell you this. Crypto's not going to go on its bull run if SPX is retracing. SPX needs to be on a parabolic run in order for crypto to even get close to any type of bull run. Okay, I'm just being honest. Let me delete some of these lower levels of areas that we bought. This is too messy. Right? So, again, that's kind of what has to happen with SPX in order for us to see that. I like that SPX is pulling back now. This is good. We're going to see if we can get in at 10 a.m. here in the next 20 minutes, potentially. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, again, like this is kind of what I talked about. This area here getting mitigated. After this area gets mitigated, Bitcoin has... I mean, you have that 12-hour stop on internal structure got broken fast. Internal buying structure. The only other structure area that I would say is this area here. External buying structure. Right? The external buying zone? That and that. As soon as it breaks this though, we're probably moving to the downside. And we're going to create a lower low. So as long as, this is what I'll say, is I think it's going to break this. Price is already broken past it. I think price is already closed past this mitigation area. Not yet. It'll close here in the next 20 minutes. Depending on how price closes here, if it closes below, price will pull back here, then move to these lows and start to target these lows. Will it break those lows? Depending on SPX, if SPX moves down and NFP numbers are bad, it's going to break these lows for sure. And then we'll finally get to that area, to these areas, 84, and we might go back to like 80, but the area that I've been targeting and talking about is 75 and 77 and 78. Those areas is what I want to see. Then I want to start buying again. I don't feel comfortable buying here. I really don't. This looks like reaccumulation though, so it looks good. Does look somewhat decent. Let's take a look at MSRT. Video looks like it pulled back to our zone and is up right now. A solid 13% from where I called more buys. I'm calling Nvidia to go to 250. Let's look at coin. Coin I'm still calling to go lower. So everything looks good. Everything looks great. Bitcoin looks like it's going to go to that zone that we talked about, right? Gonna go lower. Let's look at gold here. We're gonna have to wait till 10 a.m. guys, and then I'm gonna start executing. I only execute trades at 10 a.m. I'm sorry guys, like 9:55, 10 a.m. is when I start executing trades. So, and then if you guys are wanting to see what trades I'm getting into at what time, you see GU already pulling back. That's what I'm talking about. Go into the flip challenge chat. That's when I'm going to be obviously executing the most here. I love it. I love that SPX is pulling back here. All right, guys, I'm going to step away for 5 minutes. I'll be right back for 5 minutes. So, guys, I'm seeing some pretty crazy news here. And one thing I want to actually take a look at is, we'll take a look at this here. It's investing.com. So with investing.com right now, I am looking at some interesting news articles here. Not just about the uncertainty with stocks, but if we actually look at this, I want to give you guys some research here. As SPX starts to rise here and SPX starts to do its thing, I'm looking for buys again, remember, on SPX, and I'm looking for buys on gold here, okay? So I'm looking for specific buys on SPX and I'm looking for buys on gold. Am I going to take SPX? Probably, but again at 10 a.m. And I'm going to take buys on gold, okay? So, yeah, just so you guys are aware. I think my computer's freezing right now. Yeah, my computer's freezing right now, guys. Okay. Yeah. So, one thing I want you guys to be aware of is this Friday is considered, or the rumor is that it's going to be one of the worst days of 2026. They're saying that the U.S. world tariffs will dump. U.S.-China tariffs apparently are going to dump. And then they're saying that the EU tariffs are going to dump. And Polymarket, which is known as an online betting store, is pricing in a 78% chance that the Supreme Court will rule that Trump tariffs are illegal on Friday. 77% chance, which is why gold is rallying. So Trump's tariffs with the Supreme Court might screw us here. This is some interesting stuff here that should be actually spoken about, that a lot of people aren't talking about. 150 billion tariff refund fight if Trump loses at the Supreme Court, right? They're bracing for the legality of President Trump's sweeping of global tariffs. So this might be one of the worst financial times, one of the worst days in markets, and a huge pullback might happen if it's considered illegal. And so we have not only tariffs on Friday, okay, we have the job market, right? We also have what? We have the job market, tariffs potentially being priced in as illegal. So, in simple terms, guys, if the court nukes the tariffs, what's really going to happen is the market is going to be in chaos because there's going to be no clarity, because there's going to be a refund on what? Flights, revenue, emergency tariffs. There could be a retaliation risk. So bond rates are going to start to pump. Stocks will dump. Crypto will dump. And it'll create a lot of volatility. Right? So this is interesting. This is some interesting stuff. Because this could cause that pullback in SPX. It looks like the market needs to pull back. SPX needs to pull back at least to not just this zone here. We could see, there's a possibility we could see the SPY pull back even here, right? If it's that catastrophic, we could see a whole 2% pullback in markets. We could see gold rally to the upside, but this would be the best buying opportunity for the year, because then we'd see a nice pullback, and then we could see Bitcoin come to where I was talking about, that 77K, if we do see a 2 to 3% drop on price. I'm going to start executing here. I'm going to start looking for some buys again. On gold, I'm just gonna scalp gold real quick for some buys. That's what I'm looking for. I am looking for some buys on gold. I'm not gonna take it yet. To be honest, I'm not. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna stay patient, guys. I always stay patient, but very interesting stuff to read on when it comes to what's really happening in the world and the U.S. economy, specifically in this time period. Give me a second, guys. 1 second. I think what's going on with my laptop here? What's going on? I think something. There we go. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm gonna start executing here in the next 5 minutes, so
I was blind, but now I see. I wasn't high, wasn't wired, just clear. I knew what I needed to do and how to do it.
you're seeing that drop now. There we go, 945. Seeing that pullback. Looking for that swipe one more time.
What I do with my day was limitless.
Looking for a pullback here. Looking for a break down to this side here. Run to the upside. Start to execute around 10 a.m. I'm going to start taking some trades, guys. So if you see me taking trades, I'm going to be taking some trades right now. 1 second, guys. I'm just watching it. I haven't executed yet. I'm going to start, but I'm just watching price here. I'm in SPX. I just got in. Alright, I got in. I'm getting in right now. For SPX, my stop loss. I'm gonna adjust stops here, but I'm in buys for SPX, guys. I'm being patient here. I'm not really too concerned. Stop loss is going to be at this low right here. I'm going to swing this here. I'm going to see how it reacts here in the next 20-30 minutes. If we see some price movement here to the upside, that'd be great. If not, then I'd probably start to get out if it starts to reverse heavy on me here. I'm going to set an alert here. Add an alert on SPX. I just don't want to see it breaking lower here. But I'm in buys for SPX. For gold right now, let me look at gold. I want to get in buys, but I'm in SPX buys. So I'm just kind of like, let me see. It's not really doing anything. If I get in gold, I'm going to be breaking rules here. I don't know if I want to break rules on gold right now. With gold not doing anything. Yeah, SPX coming closer to that zone. I am going to stack if I see it come to where I believe price is going to go. I am going to stack some orders here. All right, cool. I'm just waiting here, guys. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else, just waiting. This is what I'm getting into. This is my stop loss. I'm just waiting. We just, right now at this point, have to wait. Let me look at weights for SPX here. We'll just wait and see what it does here. I think it'll be a clean price action. Super clean. I'm gonna stack more orders on SPX. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm in like 2 or 3 orders here for SPX. I'm stacking more orders here for SPX. Just for myself, this is what I'm doing, guys. You guys can do what you would like, but this is what I'm doing. SPX is moving to the upside. Let's take a look at gold here. Gold is also moving to the upside here, like we called it on our buys here. So gold and also gold and also SPX is moving to the upside here. We're up right now, currently about 5% on the account. Now let me take a look on gold. I want to take a look at gold here. Let me see. Let's take a look at gold here. Yeah, gold is buying. I'm relaxing with gold for now, but I am probably gonna, the moment gold pulls back here, I'm gonna start executing more buys on gold here. Gold's moving to the upside. Gold's doing what it's doing. SPX is doing what it's doing. All right. As soon as gold pulls back, I'm going to start looking for some buys on gold too. I'm just going to be a bit careful here. Let me pull up SPX here. I'm just going to set an alert here. Yeah, I just set some alerts here. So SPX, we're good. This is going to be a long-term hold. For gold, I'm going to look for a pullback and then enter some buy, guys. So I'm in buys for SPX. We just called it out live. Okay, we are currently up in profits right now on the account. Okay, this $250 to $500 to $5,000 challenge is in full effect. We are in buys right now for gold. We are in buys right now for SPX, looking for some more buys on gold. All right. All right, guys. For everybody that's in, stay patient. Again, I am going to keep everybody updated in the funded and the flip challenge chat. The flip challenge chat, everybody, I am going to, keep you guys updated here. Okay? I'm going to keep you guys updated on the charts and on the chat. So we'll stay connected, guys. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. If y'all want more information here, on the flip challenge, all you gotta do is join the chat right now. Currently on SPX, we're currently up right now, okay, from execution. Currently about 2,125 points here. So move stop losses to break even. Gold is rallying here. We are in profits, guys. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. If you guys want access to the Flip Challenge chat, I'll see you guys there. But I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.